The podcast you are about to listen to is a member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB Financial. ATB sponsors hockey all the way from Tom Thumb and Pee Wee to the pros. They also love helping local volunteers whose tireless efforts often make hockey possible in their communities. For more on how ATB is here for you, head over to atb.com/listens. Welcome to the Fourth Line Podcast, part of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. This is January the 22nd, 2018. With you today is myself, Carl, the always wonderful Joel,
Paula,
and the tiny Mike.
Hello.
Welcome back, Mike.
Thanks, cats. It's been a while. I haven't heard your voices in too long.
Yeah, because we released the last Fifth Line as like our Christmas Patreon special. These
Absolutely.
fine folks have missed you.
Yeah, if they've missed me on that one, then they missed Joel singing Vitamin C's Graduation, which, I mean, go back and give that a listen if you got a chance.
Honestly, I think that is one of the finest moments.
I forgot that happened.
Yeah, I do not, because I pulled that up recently and just relived. Because you don't know this, I actually, in post is a thing that we can do here. In post, I added in the music.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Wow.
It was very, very nice. It was a touching moment.
It moved me.
Yeah, as it should. Guys, we have, Mike, you have weird questions all the time. Like,
On and off show.
oh, and this is what sparked this, is we had, during the middle of the day, we just had at least an hour of, we were just pushing weird questions back at each other, and then there was one that really stuck. And I think we'll start there. We'll see where this goes. And it's not that weird. It's just a question that has so much to it that I was not prepared to just try to get into it on text. I was like, let's just save this for the show. And so I don't even remember who came up with the question. So we'll just collectively give credit to each other. But here's a scenario.
I'd like to take credit.
All right.
I was going to say, no, it's all me. You guys are out in the cold. What happened was we were just talking about donuts, as we are wont to do, and I was especially hungover that day. So I said, man, if I didn't have to worry about like my heart stopping or anything like that, I would eat about 20 donuts right now. And that got Carl off on a tangent. Not on a tangent. I mean, this is the main road we were going on. But that's what got us started in talking about what we're about to talk to you today. Carl, I don't want to step on your toes. I will cede the floor to you, my friend.
No, please do step on my toes. Joel's so close to me, he could literally step on my... Don't you dare step on my toes right now.
I was going to do it.
I know. I could see you looking under the table. What we are going to talk about today is the question of, if you could, for a 24-hour period, whatever you eat, zero consequence. You do not gain weight. You do not get full. It does not cost you money. Now, what would you do? How would you tackle this? There's so much. If you just go into this and you're like, yeah, whatever, like I'll just wake up and see what happens, you have failed. You are most certainly not us. Because we could not, it was probably at least a half hour or so that we back and forthed on this. So,
Absolutely.
So let's start there. So first off, how do you guys, are we using the scenario that for all of this to take place, clearly something magical has to happen? Is this like genie level where any food you wish for arrives there for you? So like you want something from a different part of the world, it's there, or you need to be able to get it in the location you are at and travel to it?
I'm of the mindset that there is some magic afoot, obviously. You're not going to gain weight. You're not going to get full. So obviously, like, magic is already in play. Why not just, like, go all the way and say that you can instantaneously transport? It's not going to show up in front of you. You will be transported there, and you will be standing, say, on the steps of the Colosseum in Rome if you want to eat Italian pasta for the entire day.
So you would have to eat it in that restaurant, or you can like get a to-go cup. Do they do those? I've never been. You seem like a guy who's worldly. Well, you have traveled. Can you get to-go cups of pasta to go eat outside the Colosseum?
It's funny. They don't just give you a little paper cup full of spaghetti and meatballs. They just don't do that over there. So no, let's just assume that you have to go and sit down and have the experience there. Like you're not going to be able to go back to your shame cave, put on your eatin' moo-moo, and just strap on the feed bag with the limited fettuccine here.
How'd you know that we have a shame cave with our food moo-moo?
Because I can see you guys on Skype right now.
Yeah, in our matching fumus. All right, so you get 24 hours, and I say in this scenario you get to pick when that 24-hour clock starts. That seems, again, there's so much magic and giftedness happening to us. When do you guys start in the clock? When are you waking up early? Are you sleeping in and getting started at like 10 o'clock? What's your deal?
10 o'clock. That's the perfect time. Because you can then sleep in, wake up, start with breakfast, and then the following day, end with breakfast. So you're just...
You're bookending breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. But, because if you start at... Because if you get to choose, that's where you go. Or, fine, you could start at lunchtime, but, where you don't want to start is midnight.
Correct.
And going to midnight. I think that's a bad start and end time. So, I think... Also, side note... I think this is a good picture. Listeners, you may think that we come up with these questions for the show, but we don't. This is basically our conversation.
This is just us talking and shoving microphones in front of our faces. That's all this is.
I just happen to be wearing a shirt this time.
What? Thank you. Also, did you get a haircut? You look a little tidier than last time.
I have showered today.
Okay, that must be it.
If you guys are done about Michael's great appearance, so would you guys do 10 a.m. or would you do? I think that's a good start time.
It's a fine start. I still might go a little bit earlier. I might go 8-ish for my first meal of the day. Carl may choose 5 a.m. to eat his morning shrimp. Who knows?
See,
Carl, what would you do?
I think I would. I was thinking something earlier because here's the thing. After this 24-hour period, now I assume that while the food has no negative side effects, I will likely be exhausted at the end of it, and
Indeed.
So I plan that the last thing I eat, I'm going to go sleep for a few hours. And that's the only reason why I might pick an earlier start time. Because while Joel does not like the idea of a midnight start time on this clock, I actually think that if I pick a 10 p.m. start time, then I start with dinner, I end with dinner, and then I just go to bed right away.
Yeah, but you're going to go to bed regardless.
But I can go for a full night's sleep, and all I've done is I've missed on 24 hours, but I'm going straight to sleep. So I'm thinking I start late.
We sleep very differently.
What, 10 p.m.? If I finish a meal at 10 p.m. by 11 o'clock, I can be asleep.
I can sleep for a good 10 hours at any point in time of the day.
No, that is 100%. I cannot. If I wake up, I'll best case scenario sleep. If I were to wake up at that point in time, I would probably go back to sleep for about 2 to 3 hours and then wake up at about 11 o'clock and be like, I'm still exhausted, but I can't sleep anymore.
No, see, that doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be tired, but this is 24 hours. You are sleep preparing for this. And then post, it doesn't matter. You just sleep whatever you need to.
Yeah, see, that's what I would start with. The day leading up to it, I would rest. Just have the laziest of days, have some naps, and then at 10 o'clock, I start the clock.
Yeah, but but you are starting tired then.
No, I would be fine. And then whatever, I have some energy drinks, I have some sugar, get that caffeine in me.
Well, but wait a second. You can't get the benefits of caffeine Like
we said no negative side effects.
Right, so there's no positive side effects either. There's just no side effects. You can't have one without the other.
But okay, define a side effect. Like, is a flavor? If there's no positive side effects, why are we even doing this then?
Okay, flavor's different.
Then it's just like 24 hours of sustaining yourself, which is the boringest thing ever. I might as well just eat kale for 24 hours.
Well, you're gonna eat kale on this journey anyways. So, like, I don't think you can get positive side effects from caffeine. I don't think that counts.
All right, Mike, you're the tiebreak. Does caffeine help or not?
Caffeine does help.
No. Boo.
It's determined.
Sorry. I'll give my reasoning, though. So in this dream scenario, somebody's just waved a magic wand over your consumption of food, not over anything else. So it's not like you've turned into some magical creature. You are still a human being. So everything else is still going to work on you the way it normally would. You're just not going to get full from anything you eat. You're not going to have any negative health consequences in terms of fat or cholesterol or anything like that. But, I mean, the rest of you is functioning human.
Okay, so we've all told our thoughts on our time.
No, we haven't. He hasn't said.
Okay, Mike, yeah. No, he did. He said he's starting at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
No, I don't know. I'm watching a hockey
Joel,
game.
listen to our friend Michael. Okay, so we've all shared our thoughts on time. We've shared our thoughts on what happens with the caffeine. One thing we haven't touched on at all, and bathrooms.
Let's not spoil this. Actually, let's save this for the end of the discussion.
Okay. Okay, apparently not all of us haven't thought about it. Mike's got some thoughts. All right, so Joel and Mike, you're both starting with breakfast. What are you starting with? I'll share my breakfast thoughts as well, so we at least stay at the same part of the day. But
I don't know. See, the thing is like with the 10 a.m. start, it's late enough in the day that I'm not sure I start with breakfast.
that was literally your premise, that you could start and end with breakfast.
Well, but just the the time of day. That's what I was talking about. Not the time of day.
Okay, sure.
Get over it, Carl. This is my day.
I know.
Wait,
I don't.
The other thing is this like, is this like if we were starting tomorrow, or do we get to choose when this 24-hour period is? Like, can we be like, I'm gonna wait until I'm like 50?
Well, we're not doing it on a Tuesday, that's for sure. Like, so it's not going to be tomorrow.
So actually, let's actually start from that level. What day would you choose? Because you do get to pick whatever day this happens on. So it could either be a day of the week, a day in your calendar year, or an event that you're waiting for. What would you guys go for?
Not an event, just a random day. Because you're not going to choose Thanksgiving. You already eat a lot on Thanksgiving to begin with. Why would you waste it on that day?
See, I actually did think to myself, I was like, oh yeah, I could see doing that as like for my 30th birthday. It's coming up. It's just right around the corner. That would be a fun way to celebrate. But then I also want it to be nice outside, so I'd actually hold off till the summer. I'd do it in August.
Of your 30th birth year?
Yeah, I would do it this August. So like, 6 months from now, 7 months from now.
Why do you need it to be nice outside?
Because if I'm getting shipped somewhere and I'm going to this restaurant to do it, if they have a patio, I want to sit on that patio and partake in whatever I'm putting into myself. It's that easy.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not sure. I don't know if weather matters. I didn't know. Of all the things that I've thought about this, weather did not come into play.
I just don't. The things that I envision myself eating, I don't envision myself eating them during a blizzard.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
It wasn't blizzarding today. Wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, but it's fine. You can do it today. Then we'll retroactively go back in time. And today you can do it.
Would you want to do this with someone else that was in the same spot as you? So do we do this do we choose a day where all three of us do it together?
I think that's the only scenario in which I would feel truly comfortable doing this, because otherwise people are just going to be looking at me eating like wheelbarrows full of food at every meal. And I can't do this with Zoe. I don't think she and I would be able to look at each other the same way on the other end of this experience. So I think having you guys by my side is the way to go.
Even if we're not doing it, I'll join along with you, and I'll have a normal portion of food that day, and you can have whatever you're eating.
That sounds just like my relationship now.
Yeah, I'll be Zoe, and you can be you. It's fine. All right, Joel's starting with lunch. Mike, someone talk about breakfast.
All right, so I tend to go to the Ron Swanson school of breakfast food. So when it comes to my first meal of the day, I want all of the eggs and bacon that you have. So I think that's sort of a good start. You know, I want something really eggy and cheesy, a gigantic omelet with a huge slab of bacon on it. But here's where we're gonna go travel. Is that along with all of those eggs and bacon, I need one of my favorite sweet breakfast foods. I need some French toast. So, and I'm making a giant assumption here, and somebody can just look up Wikipedia and prove me very wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to travel all the way to the cafe down the street from my house and have French toast.
Nice change on the fly there.
Yeah, your audible skills are fantastic. Your regular Blake Bortles on this one. So that's your go. Is that's your favorite breakfast?
Yeah, so my favorite breakfast is like the eggs and bacon and just a substantial pile of food in front of me. But yeah, if we're going for a treat somewhere, then like a little French toast is exactly what I would probably dial up wherever it's going to be, wherever I'm traveling to. That's what I'm hunting for.
See, I would have some French toast in there. I would have French toast. I would have Belgian waffles for my breakfast meal. I would have some sauce. I've progressed to a point in my life where I actually would rather have sausage than bacon. And so I would have just like the best breakfast sausage. I don't really know what that is. Like, I will eat Denny's breakfast sausage and be happy. I'm not going to Denny's though in this scenario. Like if they're like, Carl, you can eat as much as you want of whatever. Actually, I was listening to a podcast earlier today. Did you know, you might know this, maybe it's just certain locations. I think it might be IHOP. No, it's not IHOP. Anyways, there's some restaurant that has like unlimited pancakes for very cheap. Are you aware of this, Mike?
I am not. This basically is the premise of this episode.
Yeah. So they had a guy on location. They checked in with him throughout the show. He ate 21 pancakes during the recording of the episode, which is pretty good.
It's a lot of pancakes.
It's a lot of pancakes, and we're just scratching the surface in what we're going to be diving into.
All right, but let's add this layer though, Carl. If you're going with waffles, you're going with some items also. Like, where are you drawing the line? Because you get to decide when you've had enough food, not your body.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 2 waffles.
Mm-hmm.
No, 3 waffles with heaping whipped cream and berries. Got it, like some strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, all of them, syrup. And then probably like 4 slices of French toast. Same toppings on that. And then some meat. I don't really want any eggs with that. Like, I'm fine without eggs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what kind of monster are you?
I don't like
and there's no hash browns in this scenario.
I was getting to that. I would probably have some because I was trying to figure out what other thing I would want. Hash browns are good.
Like chunk hash browns though,
not like shredded. No, we're not monsters.
Yeah, and not like hash browns that are like basically like potato wedges. Those ones are
like
not,
little cubes, like dice essentially, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Diced, but like actual dice, not because diced is smaller than dice. It's very deceiving.
I don't know. I've never thought about that before.
Like when a recipe says to dice something, you're not cutting it into the shape of a dice.
No bacon is making the play here.
I might have a couple pieces.
Are you having like special waffles where it's like, what if you had like bacon inside of your waffles?
I would try that. If there was a place that served that, I would make my way there, have an order. Also, I assume that we, like, it just arrives. Like, we don't have to wait for it to get made. I don't have to order from the server. It just appears, right? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's no waiting time.
No, it's free. Oh, certainly. I could not afford this day.
Actually, Wrinkle, you're supposed to pay for it, but you're going to end up dining and ditching everywhere you go.
Yeah, you can never eat at that restaurant that cafe down the street from Mike's. He needs a new cafe.
So, that's why the traveling thing is because we're traveling to like, we're going to go just like to the other city. even though we're getting waffles that you can get anywhere, but it's like I'm going to go to Edmonton.
I'm going to a Denny's in Edmonton for this. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So since you guys blindsided me earlier with rightfully saying that French toast is not actually French, I've now actually thought about my answer, and I'd probably take a jet out to Ireland and just load up on about 50 pounds of traditional Irish breakfast. That's like hard-boiled eggs, 5 types of sausage, bangers. We have pork sausage, we have blood sausage, and we have black and white pudding, both of which I believe are faintly sausage-ish, and that thick-cut Irish bacon. I can feel my veins already closing just talking about it. So that's how you know I'm onto something good. So sorry, Joel, to interrupt, but I actually came up with a much better answer.
And also, oddly enough, the earliest recorded recipe for French toast is German. So there you go.
There we go.
And then see all of this, if you're doing this for breakfast, and then I'm thinking like every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, I'm having a piece of pie to finish.
Ooh. Wait, so Joel, we have yet to actually go through like the main portion of your meal. Let's hit that.
I am like when it comes to breakfast, the best breakfast is you have sausage, bacon, eggs, hash browns, waffles.
So you are going to Denny's, essentially.
No, better than Denny's.
Okay.
I'm not happy with sausage from Denny's, unlike some people. I am going, like, wherever... Like, the thing is, this is the thing that I'm trying to figure out, too. Like, I make waffles. I've yet to eat waffles better than the ones I make.
We need to have a waffle off.
I was going to say.
I'm quite proud of my waffles.
Yeah, so like, in this scenario, I want my waffles. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to my kitchen, and my waffles appear with bacon, eggs, hash browns, and I'm happy.
That's a nice way to ease into the morning.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. It's there. I could even, like, I would be okay with like some, like, maybe some like freshly baked bread. That would be nice too, like some French bread or something like that,
or like raisin bread.
Oh, get out of here! Come on. Ugh.
Now we've neglected actually one of the food items that actually started this whole conversation. Nobody said donuts for their breakfast. If we can eat whatever we want, I mean, I feel like that has to be included somehow.
I would love to have a Danish as part of this. I love Danishes, and those actually are Danish. I did that for a grade 9 social studies project.
I want lemon pie. I don't see, like, donuts are okay. Like, they're good, but like if I'm like, doesn't matter what I want, like what I eat, I'm going pie.
Here, my thought is that I get to eat so much during the day that I want to experience different things. So I will not eat the same pie twice, certainly, but I will have
eat
pie.
3 waffles.
Sure, I'm starting the day. Like I'll put different berries on each of them. I don't know, different syrups. How much? Like, are you just going to eat one rib? Because I know ribs are going to be in your menu somewhere. You're not just eating one rib.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't understand. You're like criticize. You can't have 2 pieces of the same pie, but you can have 3 waffles.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just telling you my mentality. I have so much to eat during the day. I have 24 hours of just straight eating. I'm going to try. There's so many desserts. Like, I'm going to have tiramisu at some point. I'm going to have pie. I'm going to have donuts. I'm going to have trifle. I'm going to have chocolate cake. I'm going to have mud pie. I'm going to have all of this at some point during the day because I can.
Yeah. I'm good with pie. Pie is so much better than all of those things to me. I'd be okay with that.
You're allowed to have that opinion. I'm not even going to say you're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to think that.
I'm okay. Like, I just don't know. Like, how much are you using this day to experience new things? Or are you using this day to indulge on all of the things you love?
I think the fact that it's free and it has no dire consequences, I will try things. Try things that are new. Because, like, again, if I don't like it, I can just stop. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Can't you do that? Can't you do that without this premise though?
Do you not ever like you're like I paid for this, I should probably eat it?
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm cheap.
Right, exactly. Like there's very select things that you and I are similar on. That is one of them.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so where do you go next? So we've had breakfast. Some of us have had dessert.
Joel's at 100% pie is breakfast food though. That is a fact.
Okay.
Like I don't even consider you eating pie as dessert. That's just. Are you going donuts, Mike? You mentioned them. You didn't say your take.
You know, 6-pack of Krispy Kremes.
Not necessarily Krispy Kremes, but I'm definitely going to have about 15 apple fritters just piled generously on top of my stack of 50 scrambled eggs with cheese.
So you are not opposed to the eating multiple of the same thing mentality then?
Apparently not.
No. Are we getting travel to these places just like in the same way that Scrooge does in A Muppet's Christmas Carol, just like a ghost grabs your hand and you fly away, or like you're just there like Boom City?
I would say more of a Star Trek transporter than or a teleporter than the Scrooged Ghosto transport. But I mean, 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
That's what I was thinking when we were like,
yeah.
it was just like,
I just wanted to make sure there was no travel time. Like how much is the travel time? But if it's like seconds, then that's cool.
Instantaneous.
So then you could get like now you can take your apple fritters to go. That's a fact.
What do you do as the palate cleanser in between this meal and your next meal?
I'm glad you asked that, Joel.
We wanted to take a very brief break to let you know this message from one of our friends at the Alberta Podcast Network.
Hey, I'm Mike from Feature Chat. Our shows are both proud members of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. Visit albertapodcastnetwork.com to find more great podcasts. Enjoy the show.
Thank you very much, Mike. And now, away we go.
What do you do as the palate cleanser in between this meal and your next meal?
I'm glad you asked that, Joel. So almost like as if we were constructing a fine lasagna or a layer cake or something like that. I anticipated filling my body with a nice, even, thick layer of some sort of like soft serve or ice creamish dessert, a sorbet of some sorts. You know, some that's going to be like nice and mild, but also keep the system lubricated and keep things moving, so that we can take on the next challenge. So yeah, I'm thinking something very light and soft servy. What would you do?
I would go to Vietnam and get some soup.
Ooh, forget about it.
Yeah, that's where I'd go next. Is a nice like a bowl of what we call in Canada pho, but what the rest of the people call, I believe, pho. Is that pho?
Wait, you don't call it pho?
No, I pronounce it correctly.
It's pho.
It's pho?
Pho.
Do you call it pho here?
No.
You call it pho?
Yes, because that's what everyone else calls it.
So that you don't seem weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's what I would go and get, because like that soup's delicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have not been to Vietnam, so I will take your word for it. I like pho. I ate it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or pho. I went pho 2 weeks ago.
You went faux pas?
This is unraveling quickly. Yeah, so like, because I'm thinking like, yeah, soup kind of in between. In between, that's what I'd go. What would you do?
I would go with. So after the breakfast, I kind of want to go for coffee. Like, I think that's my palate cleanser, and not for the caffeinated reasons. Just I enjoy drinking coffee.
You can though get the caffeinated reasons. Apparently,
well, I'm going to need some sort of thing. What's nice if we're going that you get the positive effects but not the negative effects. I'm kind of like. I'm curious to know what like a sugar crash or like a caffeine crash would be in this scenario. There's only one way to find out. Have a liter of espresso.
Oh, we're gonna die at like 24 hours and 1 minute. We're all gonna be dead.
If someone were to do what we're doing, they would most certainly no longer be with us. I think that's a fact.
Right. But like, if you get the positive, if you get the positive effects of caffeine, there is no crash. You just slowly mellow out.
Right. But that would be like, that's what I'm curious. I would want to know what that's like. Cause like, is it tapered? Does it like, do you stay all up all the time? There's no down. Cause if there's no down, I'm not drinking coffee all day. Cause then I'll be like wired and shaken. I'll be dropping my fork when I'm eating spaghetti later.
Do you get meat sweats if you're eating lots of meat?
Yes, because they're not a bad thing.
So shaking in meat sweats, that could be fun.
Sure. Like the good news is that I hope, like, if I manage to both be shaking from caffeine and also have meat sweats, I'm hoping, again, not a doctor, I'm hoping that meat absorbs some of the caffeine from my bloodstream.
I can't.
And no, it does, Joel. I think that's correct.
If you can't get full, it just disappears basically immediately.
The meat does? It doesn't go in. Well, then the caffeine doesn't either. See, there's so many questions to be had here. There's only one way to find out. Let's do it.
Okay. Lunch. So we have coffee, soup, sorbet.
See, so lunch and dinner, I've just wrapped into all one meal. Like,
okay,
there's no particular lunch. You guys might have a different opinion. There's no like a sandwich is a typical lunch food, right?
Okay, but you can have that for dinner too.
Right, you can have anything at any point in time. So from here on out, I'm lumping it all in as one. Like, this is what, once I finish eating my breakfasty meal, I'm on to my day, and I'm off to the races is what I am.
So where are you going then? What's your very next meal?
Are you guys in the same boat though?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, that makes sense to me. I kind of like lunch and supper blur together all the time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm starting with barbecue. Barbecue is going to, as people would assume, barbecue is going to make a hefty appearance in our lists.
This basically, instead of coming up with a new episode, we were like, let's talk about barbecue and Mexican. And we don't have to worry about, it's like, go back and listen to our top 5 Mexican foods, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. So I'm starting with that. I'm going to go with, I'll probably start with ribs. Like, I'm really feeling ribs right now. So I'd probably start with those. I'm going to have a lot, over the course of this day, I'm going to eat a lot of potatoes in a lot of forms. So at this point in time, I'm just going to dive into all the ways I'm going to eat potatoes today. Hold on to your butts. Mashed, French fries, baked, twice baked, the aforementioned hash browns, and potato wedges. I'm going to do waffle fries count as a different fry? I assume I was going straight cut fries and waffle fries. I'm having both of those. I will also, I've said mashed, I've said twice baked. Just roasted, like diced and roasted. I'm fine if they're the size of a die. That is okay. I'm currently sitting at, I think, 8 different ways to eat potatoes. I think I'm fine. Did I miss anything big? Is there any glaring holes in my potato plan?
No, unless you want yam fries.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm good without yam fries.
Like, I will eat yam fries on days. Like, I like that, but I don't think there's a place for them today.
Now, there's like cheesy potato au gratin. There's those types of dish. There's scallop potatoes.
Scallop potatoes are going in that list too. Thanks, Mike.
You are eating a lot of potatoes. Are potatoes?
I told you.
Are they like in your top 5 foods?
I would say potatoes go when I make a meat dish. I have potatoes in the fridge right now. Last night, I slow cooked, or I guess yesterday, I slow cooked a deer roast. And the way I cooked it, here's some cooking tips with Carl. I seasoned it. It was kind of like a marinade-ish. And then I put cream of mushroom soup on it. And what made me the most excited about it is I was like, you know what I'm going to get out of this? A delicious gravy to go with this meat. So then there's no point in having gravy if you don't have mashed potatoes to put them on top of. So I boiled up like 8 potatoes and made mashed potatoes to go with my roast. So yes, I do love potatoes. They are a staple in my house. If I ever run out of potatoes, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
How many corn dogs make your list?
None.
Really? I would like the best corn dog in the world.
Okay, fine, one.
You'd be okay. Like
one would make. Yeah. Now that
Like,
how much time is it going to take me to eat a corn dog? 30 seconds?
Yeah. And like, I find corn dogs are underrated food, but you don't really eat them because you just kind of feel bad about yourself after you've eaten one. So, but I feel like, but in this case, you don't have to feel bad. So you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna have a corn dog.
I think, like, because you think about it, like, what, 5 seconds for travel there. You eat it, takes what, 2 minutes? Are you how much of this food are you savoring? Are you literally trying to just like experience the most?
Oh no, you got to savor some. You can't just shovel, because then it kind of defeats the purpose. Because then you're just eating. You're not actually enjoying.
Yeah, I agree. So at some places you have to be like a little slowed down, like savor things a little bit. So I will probably only do 6 corn dogs dipped in queso.
Is that your dipping? Because I've literally never had the opportunity to dip a corn dog in queso. I love it.
My guess is, like, I know that we're talking like we're eating 24 hours straight. My guess is that it's not actually happening. Like, my guess is that, like, in the sense of you're just eating as much food as possible. My guess is you're eating for 24 hours straight, but you're savoring, like, okay, because, like, steak is going to make the list at some point in time, probably for all of us, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And,
like, multiple types of steak.
But, like, let's say, like, I want, like, a Gordon Ramsay cooked steak. And, like,
Joel's so excited he can't even talk anymore.
But, like, you're not going to, like, you're not just going to be, like, 3 bites and we're done that bad boy. You're going to, like, you're going to take a little bit to eat that. So I don't think this is going to be, like, the idea, like, is, like, it's going to be fast and furious, and it might be a little bit at the beginning, but I think throughout the day it's going to slowly pace itself out. And you're going to get a little bit more thoughtful about it. And the worst part about this whole thing is we're going to forget something, and then as soon as it's over, we're going to be like, oh, what has just happened?
This is why we're doing this. By the time we actually compile our full list, like, for me, I'm a planner. I know Mike is a planner.
Carl pointed at me and was like, wait a second.
Moving right along.
I'm just going to move along here.
But, like, to me, I have the time that I'm doing each of these activities pre-planned. I'm like, I'm starting at 10 p.m. and at 10 p.m. I'm having X, and I'm going to do that till 10:30, and then so I, break the day up into 48 segments, 48 half-hour segments. I think that's an appropriate amount of time to enjoy a meal.
What's the thing you're most looking forward to about? Like, what's the item that you're like, this is going to be the make or break for the whole day? Because there's got to be one thing.
Now, I haven't thought of like the single one item, and I need to. But while you guys are noodling over that, I would say that some small part of this that I'm looking forward to is like the guilt-free consumption of all of the condiments. So we mentioned the corn dog dipped in queso. So I'm talking about like all of the ranch dressing, all of the sour cream, all the butter that has ever existed going on all of Carl's potatoes. Like that's something that I'm really, really looking forward to, is just like all of the rich, ridiculous condimentary. Yeah, I just made up a word, condimentary. All the rich condimentary that's going to be going on. That's something that I can't wait to sink my teeth into. But I don't know. What are you guys looking forward to?
I really want to see how many things I can put queso on. And like, to a degree, like, because I know like not every restaurant carries queso. So I'm probably going to bring a jar of my own of just like, just like the Tostitos queso, and just like, how does this taste on queso? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Like, have you ever put queso on hash browns in the morning?
Oh, we're not you, Carl.
But like,
not
like,
yet.
Why haven't you? Right? Like, cheese and potatoes is great. Why are we leaving that out of a morning? Right?
I don't know. I mean, the closest I've come is I've had queso and tater tots, and I had it as part of a dinner meal. And I have to say it was pretty darn delightful. So I got to imagine if we put that in the mix with hash browns with the rest of the breakfast flavors, that's going to be something special.
Yeah, so that's that. I think we need to make something like that happen. And I just generally want queso. I want a lot of meat. Meat and cheese is what I'm very excited for in this day.
Like, so you're not going to be like scouring the internet trying to find, or like Food Network channel to like find world's best burger or world's best steak or world's best burrito. And you're not just going to try and make a list of all these things that you're just like, this sounds like the greatest thing ever. I would never ever have the opportunity to really eat it, but because of this, I'm going to.
See, I would think for you, because like with your lack of tolerance for lactose and no negative consequences, for me, that would be the day I eat dairy all day. Like everything has a dairy component to it.
See, I'm sure I would, but I would be more about trying to figure out, like, find some of the best of the world's food and eat it. If it's not costing me anything, there's zero consequence, and I can go there and order it immediately, I'm going to try some of these things that, like, people are like, this is the greatest burrito ever. You need to go there.
I agree. One thing that I think has Mike a little bit spoiled, and I discovered this when I visited Mike in San Francisco, like, what, 3 of the top 10 restaurants in America are in your city? It's
three of the top 10, and I think 8 of the top 9 burritos.
That's crazy.
I didn't eat a burrito when I was there. How did you let me do that?
I wasn't. I had yet to really embrace you at that point, Carl. I wasn't really sure if you were ready to be let into the inner circle of just how incredible Mexican food is down here.
I was going to say, how do you guys feel that, like, when you guys actually met in person, you guys weren't really quite friends yet, and now you're like, we could have had such a much better.
We had such a great opportunity.
Yeah, and you're like,
yeah. It would. I think at this point it would be very different.
Keith wouldn't be there at all.
You would have not. You left for basketball.
Wow.
You left early for basketball. You would. Please tell me that the one night we had to hang out, you wouldn't leave for basketball now.
I've actually not played basketball since because I resent the sport so much from keeping us together.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mike has disowned Steph Curry and called him a terrible person multiple times since then.
Still not the worst thing that's been said tonight.
I don't know. Like, the more I think about this, the more I am going quality over quantity. But the great thing about it is you can still get the quantity. But I would focus my plan around quality.
I like this. This is why we're having this conversation, so that we can vet each other's decisions.
Because, like, I appreciate that you want to try queso on a lot of things, Carl.
Like, have you ever had queso on a Gordon Ramsay steak? Because I would like to.
No, see, you're going to regret that decision.
Just a bite. Like, just dip it. Like, you take one bite of it. Because here's the thing. I can order a second one. I don't have to finish it. I can just have, like, this is my queso-y steak and this is my normal steak.
Carl, on Saturday, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to make you hash browns with queso. And then I'm going to make you steak with queso. And then
do not lie to me, Joel. If I wake up Saturday morning and you are not prepared to come to my house, I'll be disappointed.
We're going to do this sometime so that on the day that we experience all the food, you're not wasting time and energy dipping Gordon Ramsay steaks in queso. Because it's fine if you want to do that, but let's focus on quality. Let's get the things. And, like, I'm fine with you. Like, I'm fine if you add some things in the mix there. They're just like, this is weird. Let's eat it. But, like, because, like, I've got a few. I've added the corn dog. I'm just like, yeah, let's add the corn dog to the mix. But I'm not saying let's add corn dogs to every meal out there.
I think we can all agree that probably the best corn dog in the world is found in America. Mike, as our American expert, a nation that we are well known for loving, can you please let us know which state likely has the best corn dog?
Ooh, wow. Yeah, let me tap into my deep corn dog expertise here.
It's got to be New York, right?
I was just going to assume New York, just for the popularity of all things hot dog out there. I mean,
I assumed it was something Midwest.
No, like, New York's known for hot dogs.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a good corn dog.
But they're also not known. Like, do you think that
there's a place called Corny Island?
It's not corn.
Still not the worst thing that's been said tonight.
All right, so I do have to apologize to the good people of Texas for not picking up on the fact that they were the originators of the corn dog.
That's fine if they were the originators. Doesn't mean that they're the best.
I assume that a state that is better, like I would lean towards a state that's good at deep fried food than a state that's good at hot dogs, because you can bring in a hot dog from anywhere. Like I'd assume that the best corn dog in the world does not have like a locally made hot dog. I assume the batter is what's going to make the best corn dog in the world, the deep friedness of it, and that is only going to come from a state that knows how to deep fry things. And I think Texas is a solid choice.
You do not mess with Texas when it comes to eating fried foods.
No. All right. Where are we at here? Mike, like I don't even know who has shared their thoughts. Does anyone want to share something that's on their heart?
About 15 pounds of clogged arteries at this point. I think a good place to go from here, and maybe to start to tie up this grandiose conversation. Joel introduced something earlier, saying with the corn dog, saying something sort of out of left field that I think we're going to have a lot of overlap on the things we talk about. Lots of meat, lots of cheese, lots of delicious stuff. But what's something that you think is going to be unique to your day? Like, so Carl, what are you going to eat during your experience that Joel and I just wouldn't touch on our own?
Well, clearly I've already voiced my opinion on queso everything, and I don't think everyone else is going to have that. Something that I don't know, I was leaning towards seafood, but like I assume that you guys will have a fair amount of seafood in your day.
Oh yeah.
Joel, I think that's probably the best thing that you took from your time on the island was your love of seafood. Like it grew and flourished while you were there. I don't know. I'm caught off guard by this question. Let me ponder, Joel.
I don't know what the unique. Like I don't know. Would you have done? Carl's got.
I've got it.
Okay, go, Carl.
So this is off of. I don't know what it is about this. But here's how this is going to be magical. And I might need to change the time that I do it so that I can do this thing. Talking about hot dogs. Martinsville, Virginia has the best hot dog in the NASCAR circuit. So I might need to schedule my trip while there is a race there. So that's what I think April or September. So that I can go eat the best hot dog in NASCAR. There's 36 races, 2 at Martinsville. That's the best out of 20 odd tracks. That is the best hot dog. Following Joel's decision on quality, I might have to go do that. And I don't think either of you are putting a NASCAR hot dog on your list.
No,
you are correct.
I don't know. Like, were you guys? Would you have gone something Vietnamese, like something go for some soup there, or is that like I don't know if that would have been on your list?
That originally would not have crossed my mind. No.
So
I would gladly go, but would not have been on my list.
Yeah, so that's the one that would have been unique. But like that's the thing, like pretty much everything that like as soon as you like this is the unique thing that I want to try, I'm guessing all of us are like, yeah, sign me up for that. Except for maybe Carl's NASCAR dog. but I don't know, you're like, hey, there's this amazing burrito over here and that's the unique thing. I'm like, yeah, I would have eaten that too. Except for on Carl's raisin bread. Why? That's not making the mix.
I like raisin bread. I don't. And like the best raisin. You don't. But okay.
I don't like raisins.
I was gonna say, do you like raisins, Mike?
I do.
Okay. Mike and I agree on a lot of food things. I like Mike.
Yeah, Carl's nice.
Wow. Would you guys like to share this time together? Would you like me to leave?
No, it's fine. It's the differences. We agree on the same pizza.
Hawaiian.
I like
Hawaiian pizza.
Well, like in the hotly contested, does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Yeah.
You're in the same boat?
Tiny Mike says yes.
The fifth line are pro pineapple on a pizza. Would you guys eat pizza during this day? The best pizza.
Oh yeah.
It has to, right?
Yeah. Pizzas makes the list.
Now, do you go the best, like, because there's so many different pizzas.
Carl's just opened this what?
But okay, because there's the Italian pizza, which is very different than what we have. There's deep dish pizza. There's like the fancy pizzas that hipsters eat now, and then there's like your like New York pizza.
Just pizza. I don't know. I haven't thought. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay,
Joel's going pizza 74.
No, where I want to know what Mike's like, what his unique thing is.
All right, so it's not that far off from what you were saying, Joel, the Vietnamese, but I would go sushi. I would go to Tokyo, I'd go to Japan, and I'd sit at the sushi counter and just have some tiny Japanese sushi chef just be disgusted with the amount of fish that I was eating. Like, I would just want to sit there in a probably insensitive, inappropriate kimono outfit, just saying another.
I was going to say, the fact that you've already assumed that you will only be eating sushi from a tiny chef, like you walk into everywhere and you're like, how big is your chef? I don't know, 5'10"? Next.
Nope. I'm looking for 4'6", maybe 4'7". But yeah, I think I would eat a dangerous amount of sushi, and I would probably go for like the really borderline toxic kind, just because with no negative health consequences. If they screw it up a little bit, it's not going to make a difference to me. So
what's that one fish that you can't eat unless it's like super prepared well? There's one of those in Japan. I forget which one it is. That's like famous.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch The Simpsons, they say it's a blowfish, but I am not sure. But I do remember a recent story where a store actually forgot to remove the fish livers from the fish, so they had to recall every fish that was sold at a supermarket as a little side story that should probably get edited out.
I'm a little sad that this day of unlimited food, because like there's even so we've been talking for almost an hour now, and there's still so many things that we've left untouched.
Oh yeah, people are freaking out.
And so there's food that they're like, you have to mention this. So let us know what your day would look like. Obviously, if you could send us an email. We'd love to hear it. We might not read it on the show, but like if you have thoughts, of anything we've touched on today, we'd love to hear it. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you are now hungry. I hope you go and eat a delicious meal.
I mean, in complete honesty, I do have my phone open right now looking at what I'm going to have for dinner. So we didn't do too bad.
Well, I enjoy. Good eats on you. We're gonna part ways here. Joel's gonna go get gas.
Yeah, I gotta go fill my car.
I'm gonna celebrate. The Avalanche just won their 10th game in a row, Michael.
Oh, who'd they beat?
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, who likes them?
Nobody.
Not these days.
I hate you both.
All right. If you want to send us an email, you can mail at thefourthlinepodcast.com. If you want to send us a tweet, if you've managed to combine your thoughts into 280 characters, go for it. At Fourth Line Podcast, thefourthlinepodcast.com. If you want to find out more about us, if someone just sent you this and they were like, hey, here's some guys talking about the greatest day of your life, you're welcome. This is usually we talk about hockey. Not today. It made a brief cameo at the end when my team won 10 games in a row. So thanks, Mike, for joining us. Welcome back to the Fifth Line. Joel, I'm sorry.
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Until next time, on behalf of Michael and Joel, Boom City.